I am a first-generation student and a PhD candidate in industrial organizational psychology, which is crazy to me because my grandma never even had a driver's license because my grandpa wouldn't let her. So it feels kind of crazy to know that I will be not only the first person with a bachelor's degree, but the first person with a PhD in my family. Yeah, thank you. I grew up low income in North St. Paul, depending on community services like food shelves and then Pell Grant to get where I am today, and I'm so thankful to become a scientist. I think it's made, I'm not gonna cry. I think it's made me a better person and a better citizen. So I'm glad to see that people still care about science as much as I do. I studied, don't get scared, DEI in the workplace. I just want to remind everyone that DEI isn't just an acronym. It stands for diversity, equity, inclusion. So when people say they don't believe in DEI, that's what they're saying they don't believe in, and make them say it. And there's a lot to be angry about right now, but my field specifically has really been decimated by Trump's executive order to end DEI practices. I know many very intelligent and accomplished friends and colleagues who are suddenly without work. The private companies are following suit and making it even more difficult for anyone who studies DEI to do anything in our field. And I don't care what the executive orders say, DEI is important and it's not racist. And science has shown us that gender and sex are not only different, but binary. And so just remember, don't give in advance. And just because someone says so doesn't mean it's true. Science protects the most vulnerable worker populations. And most importantly, I want to share that my entire field is and has been dedicated to researching and creating evidence-based practices and interventions for organizations to use for DEI practices. And we do this to create a meritocracy, aka selecting, developing, and promoting workers based on their knowledge, skills, and abilities. Exactly. And not nepotism or cronyism. And I will save you the statistical boring stuff of discussing how to calculate adverse impact or what the Pareto principle is, but the important part is that we study and understand what bias is and how it influences orgs. We're psychologists and we know that bias is a mental heuristic and we know how to mitigate it. So I hope that we will be able to start doing that again. We also help create fair hiring assessments and other things like structured interviews and use the science of learning and behavior to change places for the better. And because we're scientists trained in statistics, we use facts, not feelings, to drive our decision making. So, research and science show us that DEI can create incredibly positive outcomes, not only for workers, but for organizations. So any org that claims to be backing away from DEI is backing away from using evidence-based practices and success. I'll continue doing my work to stand up for science because I want to create better workplaces for everyone. Because science is for who? And then you guys go, everyone. Okay. Okay, science is for who? Everyone. Cool, thank you. So now I'll pass off the microphone to Dr. Emily Kreider, Dr. Katie Loth, and Dr. Matt Wilkins to share why they're standing up for science. And thank you again for being here.